We talk a lot about the importance of children's gut health on this podcast, and it's no secret that I am super passionate about this area. And that is because our kids' gut health impacts so many areas of their well-being: their mood, behavior, immunity, sleep, tummy troubles, allergies, eczema, asthma, fussy eating, appetite, and more. But have you ever wondered how your kids' gut health measures up? Well, I'm excited to announce that I'm running my very popular Kids Gut Health Masterclass. It's completely free and online, and I'd love to invite you along. I've added in a brand new How Healthy is Your Child's Gut Health assessment, where I'm going to walk you through a quick and easy process to determine how your kids' gut health measures up and what you need to focus on to repair, nourish, or maintain good gut health in your kids. I'm also going to be sharing 3 proven and easy to implement ways to transform your entire family's gut health, so you don't have to drive yourself crazy with those strict elimination diets or weird foods that your kids won't even touch. I'd love to invite you along. Head on over to naturalsuperkids.com/gut-health masterclass to save your seat. I'll also make sure the link is in the show notes, and we have 2 dates and times for you to choose from. Come along live. It'll be interactive. There's prizes up for grabs, and you'll be able to ask me your burning questions about children's health and gut health in general. I can't wait to see you there. Welcome to the Natural Super Kids podcast, where you will discover practical strategies to inspire you to boost the health and nutrition of your kids. I'm Jessica Donovan, a qualified naturopath specialising in kids' health, and I want to make it as easy as possible for you to raise healthy and happy kids. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to the Natural Super Kids podcast. Now, I think overwhelm is the word of the decade, right? Like, especially in parenting, we are overwhelmed by parenting in general, by life in general. And then when we add kids' health challenges on top of that overwhelm, we become more overwhelmed. And that is what I want to talk about in this week's podcast episode, is the overwhelm that we feel when we are navigating kids' health challenges, whether it be the fact that they're getting sick all the time, or they've got some sort of chronic health condition, allergies or eczema, or they've been diagnosed with ADHD, or they're not sleeping. There's so many things that you guys in our community are challenged with. Fussy eating is another one. And it just adds to the mental load of everyday life. And our goal here at Natural Super Kids is to help parents cut through this overwhelm. And so that is what today's episode is going to be all about. And I want to start by sharing this little clip that one of our Natural Super Kids Club members shared with us, because I think in her words, by sharing her words, it really helps to, articulate this challenge that a lot of parents are going through. So here is Danielle.
Before I joined the club, I was spending hours each week Googling answers to questions about, what could this be a deficiency sign of, or what supplements should I get my kids, or what's the best foods I can give them to boost this particular nutrition. And it was exhausting and stressful because there was different answers everywhere I looked.
And I'm guessing that sounds familiar. What Danielle's words sound familiar to so many of you. As parents, we just want our kids to be well, to thrive. And when they are struggling with health issues, with behavioral challenges, with sleep challenges, and so on, we want to find a solution. So we can spend, all of that time Googling and even what we've heard from our other members and members of our community is even when you are seeking the support from GPs, medical specialists, natural health specialists, whatever it might be, that can really build, the overwhelm can really build in that as well. I remember a member sharing with us that before she had joined us in the Natural Super Kids Club, she had been from specialist to specialist to specialist to try and get answers to her child's ongoing tummy aches, stomach pain, which was getting just worse and worse and was not getting any answers. And so that can be really frustrating. Another member, Katie, joined us in the Natural Super Kids Club after her son had been diagnosed with ADHD, and she wasn't getting the guidance that she wanted or that she needed from her, her GP. And so she was wanting advice on, what she could do nutritionally and what she could do from a lifestyle perspective to, help support him. And there really were no answers in that regard. There was another member a few years ago, and this story just, warmed my heart. Her son was struggling with recurrent ear infections, and she was going to the doctor regularly, and every time would just be prescribed another course of antibiotics. And it was actually a fill-in doctor that told her about Natural Super Kids. I still don't know who this doctor was, but thank you to this doctor. And she, she started implementing some of the things that we encourage and recommend, and there was a real turnaround finally in her son's ear infections and the how often he was experiencing those ear infections and his immunity in general. So yeah, our overwhelm can come from, us trying to seek solutions on our own. But I just want to point out that it can also come from, specialists and medical practitioners when we're not getting the guidance that we are looking for. And this is not it's really a system problem, because the medical system, a doctor gets 10 minutes for an appointment. So how are they supposed to get all of the, information they need about a child to help them? They've got such limited resources, such limited time. They've got limited knowledge when it comes to nutrition and, lifestyle changes that could potentially benefit. There's definitely doctors that are better on that side than others. And so it can lead to a lot of frustration. And as Danielle talked about in her little clip that I shared, she was getting different answers from different people online. We might come across one expert that tells us we should cut out dairy for our child, another expert that says, no, it's all about the probiotics that you give your child, and they need to be specific to your child's needs. And then maybe a Facebook group post that we come across might, swear by bone broth, for example. So there's all of these different things that can make us feel more confused, more conflicted, more overwhelmed, and we really struggle to know where to start. There is just so much information that we are bombarded with these days, in this information age. And that can be really great. That can be really empowering. But the sheer amount of information online and how contradictory a lot of that information can be can make us feel really overwhelmed. There's also that pressure to get it right when it comes to our kids' health. We know we've only got a short window of time while our kids are developing, while their immune systems are developing, while that all-important gut microbiome is developing. And we feel this pressure, this time pressure to get it right. Many of us take sort of a trial and error approach, especially when we're going it alone. Like, let's try cutting out dairy and see what that does. Let's try this supplement that I picked up from the chemist, and see what that does. Or maybe the supplement was recommended by a friend and their child got really good results with their eczema with this particular probiotic. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for our child. As I said, the medical system, those 10-minute appointments, the fact that the medical system is really centered around a symptomatic approach, like how can we get on top of this one symptom that the child is experiencing, as opposed to looking at a child holistically, looking at the whole picture, looking at their lifestyle, how well they're sleeping, how well they're eating. All of those things are so important and are not looked at often enough by medical practitioners. And the reality is that parents want to take a natural approach, a gentle approach, a supportive approach to their kids' health and nutrition. I guess especially if you're listening to this podcast, I'm sure you sit in that boat, that category. But the thing that's missing often is the clarity and the confidence in what steps to take. And this is what I really want to talk about today, because this is our mission here at Natural Super Kids, to make to make it easy for you as parents to navigate these health challenges and to empower you to make step-by-step changes to your child's diet, to their nutrition, to their lifestyle, to empower you to utilize those naturopathic medicines, the herbal medicines, the nutrients that can make such a difference in your kids' health and nutrition. So we do that in a number of ways. We do it through the podcast. We try and share really informative, helpful information on social media, on platforms like Instagram. And we obviously offer support as well. So we offer one-on-one consultations online, but we also know that that's not possible, or even some parents are just not interested in that path. And so I think it was 7 or 8 years ago, we launched the Natural Super Kids KLUB, which is our online membership program. And the idea of the Natural Super Kids KLUB was to inspire and empower parents and support parents with their kids' health and nutrition. And over the years, we've created a lot of really helpful content and included it in the Natural Super Kids KLUB, recipes and cheat sheets and masterclasses. But over the years, that content has built up and built up and built up, and has become overwhelming and confusing in its own right for someone coming into the Natural Super Kids KLUB. And look, we've worked ongoing on trying to keep the content really nicely organized, trying to point our members in the direction of the content that's going to be most helpful for them, and most importantly, offered support in the Natural Super Kids KLUB as well from a team of qualified practitioners. And so we've often said that the Natural Super Kids KLUB is like having a practitioner in your pocket. You get the ability to ask questions about your kids' health and nutrition and get an answer from a qualified practitioner. So that has been, on the go. But, it was probably about 12 months ago, I just had this realization that we need to do better in terms of giving parents a clear path to follow when it comes to their particular child's challenges, health and nutrition challenges. Because the thing is, we see some really common challenges. Yes, we are general kids' health specialists and we focus on lots of different topics related to kids' health and nutrition. But really we are, we've got sort of these main areas that we focus on. One is allergies. One is eczema. Another is digestive health. So, constipation, tummy aches, all of those tummy problems that kids experience. Then we've got the mood, sleep and behavior. And then we've got immunity. And then we've got fussy eating. So there's sort of these 6 main challenges that our members, that people come into the Natural Super Kids Club with. And so we are really excited to have created some clear step-by-step pathways for these challenges. And so what this has done is it's helped to move away from a whole heap of information, within a membership site that people can access. And it's sort of, although we've got that support there, it's sort of like you've got to figure out what is going to be most helpful for you. We're really trying to overcome that with these pathways, and breaking things down into bite-sized, doable steps with the with the goal of educating parents, not just giving you the answer, but this is why this is important. So you've got that really core understanding, and that really helps you get longer term results for your kids. And it doesn't mean it has to be complicated or there's lots of work to do on your part. That's another thing that we have really worked on, is to make it doable, make it clear, make it easy to implement. And it really comes down to these clear step-by-step pathways that we have put together and are now launching in the Natural Super Kids Club. And it's a real difference between just throwing out random advice and random information into more of a step-by-step pathway with a structured plan. So inside the Natural Super Kids Club, you now get access to these step-by-step pathways designed to address the most common kids' health issues that we see. They have a clear starting point, and throughout the pathways, moving through the pathways, we're going to tell you exactly, like, watch this 20-minute masterclass, download this cheat sheet, try these recipes, ask our practitioners any questions that you have. Request the supplements that we've recommended in this cheat sheet here, so that we can make sure that they're safe and appropriate for your child. So we've got this really great blend of information, practical tips, support from our practitioners, and access to any other resources that you might need, such as supplements or low tox products. We've made it really easy and linked everything within these pathways to make it super simple for you, and most importantly, to really reduce that mental load, so you're not guessing, like, what am I doing next? I've tried that. What should I try next? Have I tried that for long enough? So it really answers all of those questions for you. And then if you have specific questions, you can ask those in the Natural Super Kids Club as well. So let's take fussy eating as an example, because whenever we ask parents in our community, what is your biggest challenge when it comes to your kids' health and nutrition, fussy eating is always right up there at the top. And this can, link into other issues. If your child's a fussy eater, then they're probably not getting the nutrients that they need. And that's probably going to lead to them getting sick more often, for example, or for their brain health not to be as good as it could be because they're lacking, essential brain nutrients. So it's something we really want to address and get on top of. And we're realistic, kids don't need to eat every single thing you put in front of them for you to sort of, tick off that fussy eating box. We need to be realistic, but I want to just share a little bit of an example. So for example, in our fussy eating pathway, in the Natural Super Kids Club, you're going to really, start by understanding what the underlying factors of fussy eating are. It's not just your kids being painful. There are some things that can be underlying fussy eating, such as nutrient deficiencies that can lead to fussy eating, such as gut imbalances that can lead to fussy eating. So it's really about understanding what the underlying factors and root causes can be. And then we're also going to be sharing in the pathway some small changes that you can start to implement that make a really big impact. So easy for you to implement, but big on the impact side of things. Within the pathways, we're going to be sharing recipes for fussy eaters. And these aren't just really, basic recipes that we know fussy eaters will eat. There are some of those in there for sure as well. but certain recipes that are actually going to address some of those underlying imbalances or nutrient deficiencies that are going to improve the fussy eating over time as well. There's going to be supplement advice, for example, within the fussy eating pathway. These are some supplements you might want to think about giving your child to ensure that their nutrient needs are being met. These are some supplements that might actually help your kids accept a wider variety of foods. These are some of the things you might want to do at meal times to encourage your fussy eater to eat more variety. So, recipes, supplement advice, but also, lifestyle practical tips as well. And then, of course, you have support from our team of practitioners and support from our community, many of who have or are still navigating fussy eating in their kids. So you're feeling less alone, but also getting some really good advice from experts, naturopaths on our team, and also other people within our Natural Super Kids Club community and what's worked for them, which can be super helpful as well. We've also got some really cool functionality, like tech functionality that we've added to the sites, progress bars. So if you're working your way through a pathway, you know exactly where you're up to. And that can be really motivating to see your progress through a particular pathway. We also have some AI functionality that we are adding to the membership site as well. So we've got a couple of different AI bots within the membership that are going to answer your questions based on only our information, our resources. So it's not going to be pulling random information from random websites on the internet, which is what you get with things like ChatGPT, but we've set up specific AI bots within the membership that you can ask a question to and get an answer based on the resources we have in the site. How cool is that? So it's like a clone of me or one of our practitioners where you're going to get, really qualified answers to your questions. You also obviously have the ability to ask questions to a real person, a real practitioner, but we wanted to add in those AI support bots to, give you next level support. If it's the middle of the night and you want an answer to something now, your child's got a fever, for example, we've got some resources on fever within the Natural Super Kids Club. If you're asking the AI bot, what do I do? My child's got a fever. It's going to pull information from the resources we have, the cheat sheets, the masterclasses, and it's going to give you an answer. So that is such a great, new piece of technology that we've added to the site as well. So our whole goal with these updates, which have been a lot of work in the back end, but we are super excited about them, is really to save parents time and to give you real clarity and confidence to take away that guesswork. All you need to do is follow the steps, and we are here to support you along the way. It's also going to reduce your stress because you know that you're doing the best for your child. You're feeling more empowered of what to do when within these kind of, bigger challenges with your kids' health, but also for the smaller things. Like I said, when your child gets a fever, when they get another cough, we've got resources that are going to help you with all of that. So less trips to the doctor, less money spent on medications, less side effects from medications. And of course, we are all about complementary medicine. So if your child is taking medications, that's completely fine, but we can complement that with more naturopathic solutions and naturopathic medicines, one, to counteract any side effects that might be caused by the medication, but also so that you can be addressing underlying factors and underlying causes and not just treating the symptoms like medications often do. So I'm excited to share, if you're listening to this episode in real time, that we are currently open this week only to the Natural Super Kids Club. If you're listening to this and it's not in real time, it's a few months down the track, a few weeks down the track, I'll make sure that the link to hop on the wait list is in the show notes as well. But at the moment, you are able to join us in the Natural Super Kids Club and access these amazing step-by-step pathways, these new step-by-step pathways, recipes, masterclasses, cheat sheets, practitioner support, to help your kids overcome the health challenges, the nutrition challenges they might be experiencing at the moment. But also, we have a real focus on preventative health, on making sure that your family is as healthy as possible. We have a lot of members that join us that are interested in learning more about natural health for their kids, about nutrition for their kids, about lifestyle changes, and reducing toxins and chemicals, those sorts of things. So we have pathways laid out for all of those sort of more healthy changes that you want to make in your family's life as well. We call this the wellness pathways. And, we're going to help you to make healthy changes in those areas, those 4 pillars that we focus on in the kids, in the Natural Super Kids Club: the food and nutrition, the reducing toxins and chemicals, the healthy lifestyle, and the utilizing more natural medicine. So we've got step-by-step approaches so that you can work in those areas on your family's health as well. So we are super excited about these changes. These changes are available to our current members as well as our new members. You are going to love it. And we are open for a short time only. The link is in the show notes. So make sure you come and check it out before we close the doors. And the reason that we open and close the doors to the Natural Super Kids Club is so we can focus our attention on supporting our members. If we're open all the time, promoting all the time, marketing all the time, it leaves us less resources to be able to really focus on supporting our members, which is what we are all about. So please let us know if you have any questions. You can reach out to us on Instagram over at Natural Super Kids, or you can send us an email, jessica@naturalsuperkids.com. More than happy to answer your questions. But I hope you're as excited as we are about these changes that we've made to help reduce the overwhelm when it comes to navigating health challenges in your kids, to save you time, and to really make sure that your family is as healthy as possible through the different stages and ages and seasons. We come across so many challenges as parents, the big ones, the diagnosis of an allergy or
Thank
ADHD,
you so much for
example,
me on the podcast
but also
today.
the small ones.
Head on over to our
kids got
website,
gastro. What do we do? We're going traveling. What
for
should
the
we
show
do
notes
to
for
try
this
and prevent
episode,
sickness?
as well as
My
a
child's
whole heap of
experienced
inspiration
constipation.
to
What
help
should I
you
do?
raise
We've got
healthy and happy
resources to
kids.
answer
I'll
all
see you
of
next
these
week.
questions in the Natural Super Kids Club. So I look forward to meeting those of you who are joining us in the Natural Super Kids Club, and I hope this episode has been helpful for you.